everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I have a lot of books here. Today I'm going to be showing you my August coloring plans. I'm actually filming this a few days early. We are moving on Monday. I'm mostly packed, but I have more packing to do, and these books are going to have to go into boxes. So let me move this over and we will get started on what I think I'm going to be working on. I actually did really well with July's. I actually did really well with July's plans. I colored everything I said I was going to color except for one book. And that was from The Ink House by, I think it's Rory Dobner. I've had that out for the past 2 months. I haven't colored in it either time, so I'm putting it back in my collection. Obviously, I'm not feeling it. I don't know why, because I did work a lot on watercolor this week, or using watercolor paints in my coloring books, and that book is fantastic for water media, but I just, second month in a row, couldn't get to it. Well, I could have, I just didn't. So let me get started. I have some new books, I have some old books, and we'll see what I feel like coloring. The first book is this Menow De Banor, and I haven't picked a particular page out of this book, but I do want to work on it. I don't know whose channel I was watching, and they did a fabulous page in it, and that made me feel like working in it. So this is a page that I keep looking at. We're all artists in this group, colorists, whatever we want to call ourselves. So this page is kind of speaking to me. You know, there'll be a lot of color in this because of the painting and just the books and the glass. So I don't know how I'm going to approach it yet, but I really like this one. So most likely that will be the page. If not, it's going to be something else that is reminding me of summer. I did this last year, but there are some other cute picnicky pages, summery vibes. You know, so I think I'm gonna try to look for something like that. Not into doing fruit or anything, but I know this is maybe more spring-like, but maybe something like this, cute bunnies, you know, watering cans, flowers, but most likely it will be that artist page. So that is Menow De Banor. Is this Kanoko Agusa? I'm having a senior moment, but you guys know who this is. So I'm just gonna move on to the next book. Now, I joined the bandwagon on this one. I only have 2 other Mythographics. This will be my 3rd, but I saw a lot of flip throughs and it looked like a really nice one. So I'm definitely working in this just because of the summer theme. Again, I haven't exactly picked out a particular page, but I am going to try to find something more summery that hasn't been, that I haven't seen any videos of, because I want to try to make it my own and I don't want someone else's coloring to really influence me. And I've seen just a few, so I haven't seen a lot. But, you know, I'm going to try to find one of these pages. This is a pretty cool book, but anytime you work with a mythographic, they are time consuming. They're usually pretty detailed. Oh, that jellyfish one is cool. I saw, you know, a few, I think, of this watermelon page. So even though this is really summery, I don't think I'll be doing that one. So here again, saw someone do this, can't do that. They did a lovely job and it's imprinted in my brain. So Yeah, one of these pages. It's a beautiful book. And they're all summer. Again, this is my favorite page in the book. I would love to do this, but I've seen this peacock. I'm blanking on what everybody else did on the rest of it, but just I've seen a lot and I remember this peacock. So I'm going to put that off to a later date. So right now, the one that kind of called to me at this moment in time was this page. You know, I could see this with a lot of browns, and I wouldn't do like a 1 or 2 pencil challenge on this, but I think I would try to make a lot of it brown and tans, and then just kind of add a little bit of color around, kind of to just push us into looking toward the center. We'll see how that works out. But so far, this is the page that is calling to me, so I think I'm just gonna mark that right now, and this is probably the page. So that is from Mythographic, Wild Summer by Joseph Cadenbang. The next book is Steampunk Darlings. I work every couple of months on a Hannah Lynn page, but I prefer the smaller books. They're just faster, and I don't know, I just work better in alcohol marker when something is small. I'm still not that great at it that I can do like a big background in it, like something like that. To do all of that in alcohol marker is probably still more of a challenge for me. So I probably will do something in here, but probably a page that, you know, doesn't have a lot of background in it. You know, maybe something like that. I mean, there's plenty of background in here, but, you know, the image itself takes up a lot of room. So I think there's less focus on the background when something is, oh, I got a whip. I think I'm going to do like something like this. Again, this is, the curtains are taking up a bit of space, but you know, a page like this that has a lot of elements that I could work with my alcohol markers but not get overwhelmed by them is probably going to be what I'm working on. But it's a great book. This is another beautiful page. You know, so is this. So any one of those 3 pages will probably be what I'm looking at, although this is the one that I like the most at the moment. Now, Wildflower Folk is a book I work on almost every month, or every 2 months pretty much is a definite. I do love working on portraits, but now I have like 3 or 4 portrait books, so I'm sort of alternating between them. But this is still my absolute favorite. I love working in this book. And I'm just curious, would anyone else be interested in doing like a full color project book on this? Like, you know, one image every 2 months, or, you know, maybe every month is too much for most of us. But if someone is interested in doing this with me, you know, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll put something together. I don't know if that you do that with just a hashtag, or I'm not really too sure how people are handling like full color books. But yeah, if anyone's interested, please let me know. Oh, that is what I worked on this month. So I can't wait to do that page in September or October. Okay, this was the page that I was thinking of doing. This is one of those pages that has so many examples on YouTube and on Instagram, and all of them are absolutely gorgeous. So I am a little intimidated to do this because of that, but also because this is my absolute favorite image. And you know, a lot of us feel intimidated to do our most favorite image, you know, for fear that you're going to mess it up. But, you know, that's the one I've been wanting to do. I have slated for August, but I don't know if I'm going to wimp out at the end and like pick something else, like maybe this fairy page. I haven't really done very many of like her younger characters. This is another beautiful page that I'm anxious to do, but as you can see, it's more of a fall page. So I think I'll wait probably till September to do that one. Yeah, I haven't done too many of these images where the character is younger, so I might try one of them again. And this is always cute with with a little dragon, but again, my favorite page is the hippie page, and that was another one that, sorry, I'm skipping around in my thoughts. This was the other more younger character that I did in the book. But hopefully I will be brave and do like the hippie girl. And of course, I see this because like pinks are my favorite colors, but I see this in pinks and oranges and purples, and you know, we'll see again if I'm brave enough. So that is Christine Caron's Wildflower Folk. The next book I have is from Kanoko Agusa, Symphony of Cute Animals. I do like this book, but I do struggle a little bit with the paper in this book. So I'm not really too sure, but you know, I have marked this page, but equally, this page is just as nice. And I've done a beach scene, so I may not end up doing this one. I may do more like the drinks, but again, I don't love doing food, so that's going to be kind of rough for me. I did ice cream once and it came out awful, and I might have done it in this book and it was just absolutely awful, or it could have been one of the other Japanese books that I did the ice cream page in. I think it is. And it looked so fake. I mean, I wasn't really going for hyper realism, but I wanted it to look more realistic than I, you know, did when I was a 10-year-old, and it looked like a 10-year-old did it. So that's the page I'm considering for Kanoko Agusa's Symphony of Cute Animals. Next up, I have another portrait book, and this is Lana Green's latest book that is absolutely stunning. I've done the first 2 pages. I am not trying to do this in order. I think that those 2 images just kind of called out to me, but so did the next one. So there's a third. I might do 3 in a row and then start to skip around, because this book is just amazing. Look at her. She's absolutely gorgeous. So she's a possibility now that I'm flipping through. I've seen a couple of people do this page, but I'm doing fruit someplace else. But, you know, any page you do in this is just amazing. So this is the page I was thinking of doing, but at the last minute I may change it. I also don't think I will be doing it in all purples. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to get away from, you know, copying the artist's rendition. I mean, I changed the last one. Well, both of them I changed, but so mildly, I don't think anyone would notice that I changed them a little bit. This one I may do a little bit more obvious, like maybe pinks and purples, or purples and blues. Maybe that would be nicer. You know, with like a little pop of color like she did with the gold here. I may choose a different color to do it, but you know, it's a beautiful image. So this is what I have planned for August in Lana Green's Garden Lady. Next up, I have Amazon by Paula Brun. I think it was Shelley from Shell's Coloring Journey. That I recently saw someone, I think it was Shell, but maybe it wasn't, did a page in Amazon, and I realized I haven't done one in quite a few months. This is a very, very detailed book. So I don't know which I'm going to do. This is the one that I sort of had slated, but I'm not sure I really want to tackle a 2-page spread in August. Like I said, I'm moving on Monday, so we're going to be unpacking the first week. I don't know where my books are going to be. So I'm not sure I'm going to have all the time I want to devote to it. So I may do one of the smaller, like just a flower page or something that would be a little bit easier for me to do. Even this, I mean, it's very, very detailed, but it's at least 1 page and not a 2-page spread. So I'm going to go through this book again because like I said, I picked out that 2-page spread, but yeah, I'm not sure I want to work on that. I don't really care for doing, fish or a lot of underwater. Not my favorite. But maybe something really small like this. But honestly, I don't know what to do with the background then. Do I just do this tiny little image and then leave this all white? So I might have to look on Pinterest to see the way other artists or colorists tackled it and then go from there. But I think I'm rethinking my double-page spread in Amazon by Paula Brun. But I'm definitely going to work on it, I think. I'm a little worried now that I'm going through all of them that I have picked some very detailed books, because the next one is Dram and Vanger by Tomislav Tomic. And this book is detailed. There are so many gorgeous pictures in here, though. My favorite, and the one I was considering for this month, and I'm still considering it. It's a beautiful page, and I really would like to tackle it. So I think this is going to be the page. And I don't think I'm going to be able to find something more simplistic, really. So I think I'm just going to do the page I had planned. Yeah, I don't want to do a double-page spread in this book. Not unless I'm doing just 5 pages in an entire month, because this is going to take me 3 weeks to do. But this is the page I think I'm going to do in August in Dram and Vanger by Tomislav Tomic. Now, I've got some new books, which is really, really exciting. I have a buddy color set up for this book. This is Angela Harding coloring book, and it is stunning artwork. And I almost don't even care whether I really color this book or not, because these images are so lovely. I will attempt watercolor. The paper is a pretty, it's not really thick. It's not cardstock, but it seems like a good quality paper. So we'll see. Because I don't know any other way to tackle it except for watercolor, and then just use some kind of pencil overlay. This is the page I think we're doing. I do have to double check because we were going back and forth a little bit, but I think this is the page that we're going to do. And I think watercolor would work really nicely, but even if I'm wrong and we decided to do the owl page or something, I think watercolor is the best way to go. And then I will see from there. I also love him. He's kind of cheeky looking. I'll just go from there and see how it works. If watercolor works really well, I'll use that in the rest of the book. If not, I'm going to have to rethink what to do with this book. But hopefully I get lucky. I will use probably my Albert Dora watercolor pencils, so that it's just a little bit less water than when I'm using a straight watercolor from like a pan or a tube. So that is Angela Harding's new coloring book. Another new book is this stunningly gorgeous Color Time book. It's called Color Time, Photo Time Shadow Flower. That's what I have down as my translation from Google Translate. And I don't know who the artist is. There were so many names on here. I didn't know who the artist was, honestly. So I don't know who that is. With this book comes this gorgeous print. And then a poster of the way the artist has colored upside down, sorry guys. The way the artist has colored every single image in the book. So I will use these as inspiration. It stresses me out, as I mentioned in the past, to really try to get the exact colors the artist did. So I'm never doing that anymore. I learned my lesson in that Disney page that's not something I enjoy doing. So I will use it as inspiration and probably will come fairly close. But right now, we'll see. So I haven't picked a page yet exactly. Again, this feels like lovely paper. It does have texture to it, so there is some tooth. I think it'll work really well with pencils, but I am going to try water media first and then do pencil on top. This is double-sided, so I can't use alcohol markers. This is the page that I like the most in the book, or one of the pages I like most. So maybe it's this page, but yeah, there are so many to choose from. It's going to be hard. Yeah, I don't know. These really anime faces, not that keen on. Lovely page spread, double page spread, but I wouldn't know how to tackle that yet. This is another beautiful page, but there is some very dark grayscale here. So that, yeah, watercolor may be okay, but it's definitely not going to hide the grayscale. So maybe something like gouache? Oh no. But, you know, also a simpler page like this one. But so many beautiful images to choose from. It's going to be really hard to figure out which one to do. But it will be, I think, one of the simpler pages. You know, that one's beautiful. And I've been practicing my gold a lot. So, you know, this might be great practice to do like a brass or a silver. But I've been trying to get better at coloring metallics and making them look like they are actually metallic. That's another gorgeous one, but I've got a lot of complicated pages this month, so again, do not want to tackle a double page spread. But that is from Color Time by somebody, I think it's Chinese. Gorgeous book, guys. Great paper. Lovely. The last book is it's a compilation book, Best of Pop Manga by Camilla Derrico. I like this book. I had resisted getting anything from her in the past because I don't always like some of the images, and when there's a whole book of these animals with more complicated backgrounds with a lot of elements to color in them, I don't know. I just thought, I don't know if I want a whole book like that. But I was in Barnes & Noble and I saw this compilation book and thought there are so many different styles in here that this may be a great way for me to get introduced to this artist. This is the page that I like and I think I'm going to work on. I think she has such a beautiful face and hair. I'm not too sure what some of this other stuff is, so I'm really going to have to pay attention to what that is. But I was just so drawn in by her face that this was the page that I chose to do in August. It's absolutely stunning. So that is Best of Pop Manga by Camilla Derrico. So that's it, guys, for the pages I'm going to plan for August 2024. I don't know if I'm getting to all of these as usual because I like to keep a couple of pages free for whether I'm going to do a hashtag challenge or someone contacts me regarding a buddy color, which, guys, I'm open to. If anyone wants to do a buddy color in any of these books, please let me know. So I do like to leave a couple of pages open for mood because I am very much a mood-driven colorist. So yeah, but I have been doing really well, by the way, with kind of figuring out what I want to work on. So I think I'm getting there. I'm not forcing myself because if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not doing it. This is my hobby. I love it. And I want to keep enjoying it. I don't want it to become extremely stressful or stressful at all. This is what I use to, kind of minimize my stress. So I don't want to add anything additional by claiming I'm going to complete a book by the end of the year or forcing myself to do a book or pages that I don't really want to do. Anything like that, I'm not doing at this point of time. So again, August 2024 coloring plans. I hope to see you guys in the next video. If you really like this video, could you please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing? I'm trying to grow my channel and could use all the help I can get. It's definitely getting better. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So I want to keep doing it, but I really would appreciate if people would comment, like, subscribe, any one of the above, but even watching really helps me. But thanks again, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Happy coloring. Bye.